So for spring break, my husband and I decided we would take a drive to San Francisco with our two boys, Eric and Adrian. We did the usual tourist attractions like Fisherman's Wharf, Ghirardelli Square. We took a walk along the Golden Gate Bridge. We had that yummy Blondie's pizza, and we toured Alcatraz. When we got back to our hotel for the night, I thought, hey, I wonder if San Francisco has any cool Chicano murals. So I googled Chicano art in San Francisco. An art gallery called Galeria de la Raza caught my eye, and we decided that we'd check that out first thing the next day. I was super excited that I would have something to bring back to my Chicano studies instructor Rodrigo, porque siempre está chingue y chingue que you weren't learning about your culture, but have any of you even taken the time to see the murals right here in Santa Ana I told you about? Or, so what, I'm fucked? Boy, was he gonna be impressed. So we put the gallery in our navigation system and we head there. The gallery is a little ways from downtown San Francisco. It's in a neighborhood on the east central side called the Mission District. It's named the Mission District or the Mission Lands, meaning it belonged to the 6th Alta California Mission, Mission San Francisco de Asís, founded by Father Junipero Serra. The mission is San Francisco's oldest standing building. On the way, we notice the ambiance gradually changing and we begin to see more Hispanic people in quite a few Mexican food restaurants and Latino-inspired bars and hangouts. You still have the urban-style buildings and architecture synonymous with San Francisco. I notice a mural along an alleyway and I ask my husband to drive through it. Oh my goodness. I look around and I realize that we've probably just hit the mecca of Chicano muralism. The murals are everywhere and they are gorgeous. Not one garage, door, or fence is void of some kind of art in these alleys or corridors, although not all the art is Chicano inspired. You can literally stand in the same spot and admire a 360-degree view of all the art around you. Murals are high up on the building walls, stenciled on the ground you're standing on, or comics and art are on paper that are then glued to the walls. They call that digital art. All kinds of art styles are represented. The murals are vibrant and surprisingly very well preserved. It seems like there's some kind of code of honor when it comes to the art because most is kept pretty graffiti free. Some of the art is cracked and faded, but it doesn't take away from the beauty of the art, but somehow enhances it. A lot of the art is civil rights inspired, and the message of opposition to the gentrification that is going on in that area is loud and clear. It's just like what's going on in Santa Ana these days. The art in the Mission District is vibrant and diverse, and it mirrors the many cultures and diversity in the neighborhood. The art in some corridors is more concentrated than in other corridors, and they each have, or at least began with a theme. For instance, Balmy Alley artists show expressions of outrage over human rights and political abuse in Central America. Today, themes have expanded to include human rights violations, gentrification, and Hurricane Katrina. One of the murals that really stood out for me on Balmy is this one, The Culture Contains the Seed of Resistance. It depicts the different realities of life in Central America, poverty, violence, and war, celebrations of music and culture, and redistributed land. The mural was originally painted in 1984 during the Central American Wars and was intended to both call attention to the wars and to oppose the U.S. government's intervention. The artist aimed to create a symbol of unity, love, and respect for the people of Central America. The mural is part of an artistic effort named Placa, which painted murals along the entire alley and transformed it into the outdoor art gallery that it is today. It is actually one of the last remaining of the original 1984 Placa murals. Although it was painted many years ago, the message resonates even today. Stay true to cultural roots to resist the negative influences of warfare. On the right side of the mural, the viewer sees a proud cultural community playing music and gathering crops. The image is contrasted with that on the left of warfare, citizens with a melancholic stare holding guns and photos of loved ones, while a young girl in the center sits with an empty plate. A boy in the background clearly writes the mural's primary message on the wall: resistance. Indigenous Eyes War on Peace by Susan Cervantes was painted in 1990. It is one of the most beautiful and most vivid of Balmy Alley. It is both political and a spiritual masterpiece, conveying peace and freedom above violence and connecting past and present with the native landscapes. In this mural, a skeletal soldier is contrasted by the image of a white dove. A maize crop is painted large in the front of the piece, and a tropical bird in the left top corner shows a positive and colorful energy to the preservation of indigenous cultures. Then you have a shadow of a soldier intimidatingly pointing his weapon at the hard-working farm worker and frightened woman in the bottom left side. These beautiful murals are those along Balmy Alley alone. On the other hand, Clarion Alley is known for community and arts activities. That collection of murals reflects a variety of art styles and often depicts themes of social inclusiveness. Lilac Alley and Cypress Alley are also areas of high art concentration. There are other murals that are very well known in the Mission District. The Carnaval mural is known as the Golden Dreams of the Mission. It represents the energy and spirit from the first Carnaval event in 1979. The Carnaval has been a central event for many thousands of artists who spend hundreds of hours each year getting ready for the parade. It's the Mardi Gras of San Francisco. The parade is in celebration of a rich cultural life in tune with the rhythms of nature and its ancestors of cultures all over Mexico, Central America, and South America. Carnaval San Francisco is most recognized for its spectacular choreographed dancers and scantily clad beautiful women. Carnaval continues to be celebrated yearly on Memorial Day weekend. The Carnaval mural is located above the House of Breaks on 24th Street. It is 24 feet high and 75 feet wide. Muralist Daniel Galvez originally painted it in 1983 with the help of some local artists. It was recently restored, giving the mural a much-needed facelift. Another painting that was recently restored was 500 Years of Resistance by Isais Mata. It was painted in 1993. Isais Mata was born in San Salvador, El Salvador, and is a celebrated muralist all over the world. 500 Years of Resistance depicts the survival of native cultures despite the invasion of the American continents by Europeans. One painting you can't miss is La Llorona's Sacred Waters. Juana Alicia painted the mural in the summer of 2004. This mural depicts environmental struggles involving women around the world. The mural takes its title from the widespread Mexican myth of a woman who allegedly drowned her children and spends the rest of her life weeping for them. La Llorona mural illustrates stories of women in Bolivia, India, and the Mexico-United States border together. It helps highlight struggles for Bolivians who have advocated keeping big corporations from buying the water rights in their country, and Indian farm workers in the Narmada Valley who advocate against the government's irresponsible dam projects and the damage it does to their homes. There is so much art in the Mission District, it would be almost impossible to see it all in one day. There are tours that a company called Fresita Eyes offers to the public. They are actually at the forefront when it comes to encouraging and funding muralists in the area. They have funded many of the murals all over the neighborhood. Fresita Eyes is also responsible for most of the restoration of the art. La Galería de la Raza also plays the same role in funding and providing education on the murals and supporting the artist area. We did finally make it to Galería de la Raza, but I found that most artists represented were not residing in California or even the United States. They do have a really cool mural on the side of their building though. The artist is a native of Oklahoma City named Tatiana Fazlazadeh. This mural depicts the women of Mexico City and their message. It really resonated with me because I think it represents the struggle of many women who just want to be respected and treated as equal. Visiting the Mission District was quite a surprise and very interesting. There is so much art and most of it is so beautiful. There is a lot of history in the neighborhood and I look forward to visiting again, albeit more prepared the second time around.